Today we're going to talk about something a little intimidating and scary to a lot of people, and that's word problems. This word problem in particular. How long will it take $3,000 to increase to $5,000 at 4.9% compounded monthly? It sounds pretty scary, but all you really need to know is this formula right here. A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the N times T power. Even that formula sounds a little intimidating, but once you get this down, you'll understand what each letter represents and understand how to fill in the formula with the proper numbers. So to begin, we're going to start with the letter A, which is the total amount that you'll end up with after a certain amount of time with an initial investment at a certain percentage rate. So our total amount that we're looking for is $5,000. So we'll go ahead and put a 5,000 right here. Equals. Now we're looking for P. P is the principal amount that you have invested, or the beginning amount that you've invested, your starting amount, which is going to be 3,000 in this case. So we'll go ahead and put 3,000 in for P, and that's going to be times by 1 plus R over N. Now R is going to stand for your interest rate, which is 4.9%. But before you put it into the fraction, you're going to want to switch the percentage into a decimal. So to do that, we get 0.049. Okay. Now we're looking for N, and we have two N's, one here and one here. N is the amount of times it's compounded yearly. In this case, we're compounding monthly, so it's going to be compounded 12 times in 1 year. If it's semi-annually, it's going to be 2 times. If it's quarterly, it's going to be 4 times. If it's daily, it's going to be 365 times. But in this case, we're looking at 12 times. So we fill both of our N's in with 12. And T. T is what the question is asking. The question wants to know how long will it take. And T represents the amount of time that it will take. So we'll go ahead and put our variable in T. Now what we want to do is isolate this part of the equation. And to do that, you're going to divide this whole side by 3,000. That gets rid of the 3,000 on the right hand side of the equation. And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So we get 5,000 over 3,000, which can be simplified to 5 over 3. And now we're left with 5 over 3 equals 1 plus 0.049 over 12 to the 12th T power. Now, hopefully each of you have a decent calculator on you. Preferably one that I like anyways is the Casio FX115 ES Plus. It's great for college algebra students, and it will help you tremendously in your college algebra class. And you're going to need this in the next step. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to have to log both sides. And the reason we're doing that is to get this exponent here down to the base of the equation instead of being an exponent, and that way we can easily isolate the T to find out the amount of time that it's going to take your $3,000 to turn into $5,000. So what we're going to do is what you do to one side, you have to do to both sides. So we'll log the left side of the equation, log 5 over 3, equals, now here's the interesting part. Hopefully you know logarithms. If you're watching this video, you should know logarithms. So you're getting 12t log 1 and 0.049 over 12. And as you can see, the 12t that was the exponent is now down at the base of the equation. Now on the right side of the equation we have one big multiplication problem. So it's very easy to isolate the t like we want to do to find the amount of time. So what you're going to do is divide the whole right side of the equation by 12, which gets rid of your 12, and log 1 and 0.049 over 12, and that will get rid of the logarithm on that side. So now you divide the other side by the same thing. 12 log 1 and 0.049 over 12. And then you pull out your wonderful Casio, type this into it, and you will get the amount of time that it will take your $3,000 to turn into $5,000, and I'll demonstrate that on my Casio right now. So you start out by pressing the fraction button. You're going to type in log 5 over 3. Make sure you close the parentheses. Go to the bottom of the equation, type in 12 log. Make sure you hit shift and the fraction button to give you a mixed number. If not, it'll try to multiply 1 and 0.049 over 12 together, which will not give you a correct answer. So now you type in 1.049 over 12. Make sure you close your parentheses. Enter. And we get 10.44628268. Now this question in particular asks you to round to the nearest tenth. So in this case, it will take $3,000, 10.4 years to increase to $5,000 at 4.9% compounded monthly. Thanks for watching.